Hello. Trying to adjust. Hi, darling. Okay, just let me know if you could see me because I tried doing this before and the screen was black. Oh, thanks, Lizzie. She says perfect now. Okay, guys. So I have my computer here by me so I could follow up with you guys. Yes, thank you guys. Okay, thank you guys so much. I can see your comments. Okay, guys, so today I'm making dole for my family, and I thought it would really be nice to make a live video so you guys can cook along with me. This is like a very impromptu video. It's not like the videos I do and edit afterwards, so don't be surprised if maybe some kids jump off from the back. I've told my kids are in my basement, and I've told them to be quiet and not to come up, but kids, so okay. Ndole is big business. I mean, people saying Ndole is like the national dish of Cameroon. It is present at a lot of occasions. It is so delicious. I mean, my mouth waters just talking about it, guys. So I'm expecting some guests this evening, and I thought Ndole will really be good. So yes, I already have a Ndole video, by the way, on my YouTube channel, how to cook Ndole with all the measurements and everything. But I just wanted this video to be like a really nice, giving of tips video. I'm just going to be sharing some Ndole tips with you because honestly, the cooking situation is not always the same. Sometimes you'll have dried bitter leaf, sometimes you will have the fresh one. Like if you're in Africa, you probably have the fresh one. Sometimes you'll not even have bitter leaf, but you really want to make dole. So I just wanted to share with you guys. Sometimes you want to make it much more healthier than the regular dole. So I just wanted this time to be a time of you cooking with me and me sharing some tips with you guys, and I'll be reading your comments and I'll respond whenever I can. Hi Delphine. Delphine says she really loves my channel. Thank you so much, and thanks so much everyone for all the love you've shown me. Okay, guys, so right here, I don't know why I turned this off though, but right here I have my meat. Okay, now I use smoked turkey. I'm using smoked turkey today, but if you watch my video, I think I used beef in that video. That's why I really wanted to show you guys this. I'm going to bend my camera a little bit so you could see inside the pot. Let's see, I don't know, maybe a little bit. You might not see. Okay, I think yeah, I think that's not too bad. Let's see if you can. Okay. Okay. Hey, hi. Okay, yeah, I'm going to send it to you now to share. Let's see if it's going to continue. Sorry, so sorry guys. Okay, I'm going to just drop. You actually interrupted my video, so can you drop? Let me just send it to you. Okay, sorry, so sorry. That's a call came into my phone and it interrupted the video. Okay, so I guess you're not seeing my face. I'm just going to try to make sure you see my face. Then if you're watching, could you please just share this maybe on Facebook or Twitter? So I'm going to send this to my brother to help me share on Facebook. He was actually calling to ask if I started the video. So right here we have smoked turkey, and I love smoked turkey for its flavor. I mean, everyone in my house loves this smoked turkey. So this is the first tip for ndole. It doesn't have to be beef. I've made ndole with only fish for my friend who is a pescatarian. That she doesn't eat meat or chicken or anything meat, so she only eats fish. I made it with just fish and shrimps, and it was insanely good. People really loved it. So today I'm using smoked turkey. I really love it. You could use smoked turkey for like spinach, for you could use it for spinach, you could use it in jama jama. It's really good with leafy green vegetables. You could use it in like ogbono soup. I've used it in ogbono soup and it tasted really good. So I've had this boiling here for some minutes. I put in a little bit of salt. Now I'm going to check if everything is going on well. Somebody says nothing is showing, so guys, you just want to tell me if you're seeing me. So it's a little bit kind of tricky, so let's see. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and share this with my brother. Okay. Okay, it's okay now. Somebody says it's okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's kind of unstable, but I'm here. I'm definitely here. And if anything happens and it goes off, I'm going to put it back again. No, not giving up on this. Okay. So I don't know why I'm stirring the pot because this pot doesn't really need stirring right now. But anyway, that's my smoked turkey cooking. So I'm just going to try to show you guys a little bit more into the pot. You might not see my face fully, but hopefully that's fine. Okay, perfect. I can always bend down if I want to talk to you. Okay, it's boiling. And I've had that boil for like 20 minutes just because I was boiling it. I put it on a really low heat. So, okay, I have my groundnuts here. Now, the thing with Ndole is it has to be groundnuts that have been peeled. So I live in the United States and I always buy my groundnuts from an Asian store. It's called your peanuts. So I buy the one, it's labeled blanched groundnut, so you find it looking white. It's all white. I'm actually going to show you guys. It's in my pantry. I'm going to grab the packet and show you guys. So what I do is I boil it for a bit and then I grind it. Now, tip number 2, you do not want to grind your groundnut into a smooth paste. When it's so smooth, it doesn't need to be very smooth and creamy. No, it should be a little bit grainy. That's the perfect texture for Ndole. So I have my groundnuts here. I actually blended this together with garlic, ginger, and a little bit of onion, which are my 3 key ingredients when I'm grinding my groundnuts for Ndole. So I'm just adding it to the liquid, and I always don't start with a lot of stock just because I don't want my base to be watery. So I'm just going to mix this. Oh my goodness. Okay, looks like you guys can see me putting everything. Yay. Okay, guys, so I'm just mixing this to make sure it combines. You can see it's fairly thick. That's just because I don't like to start up with like a very light liquid and then I start trying to cook it down to be the consistency that I want. So I'm just going to thin this out with a little bit of water. Then we'll talk on our next tip. Okay. So I'm just rinsing this because this is what my mom will do. She will always rinse it. She will always rinse whatever she whatever she uses to cook. Like if she grinds groundnuts and it's in a bowl, she has to rinse that bowl because none of that groundnut should go to waste, right? She will even like rinse her hand when she sprinkles like Maggie cubes into the pot. She will like rinse her hand. Sometimes we talk about it and joke, but you know, it's just this concept of nothing should go to waste. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but I had my turkey with some salt. I added salt to it once it started boiling, but I don't think the salt is going to be enough to go through our cooking, so I'll have to add a little bit more salt. And when you're not sure, just taste. Okay. So this is going to cook. Now remember we boiled the groundnuts and before we blended them, so they are not like raw groundnuts needing to cook from scratch. So I don't really let them cook for long, just about 10 minutes or so on medium high, and be sure to stir from time to time just so that it doesn't burn. Now tip number 3, this is the bitter leaf for the Ndole. The quantity of bitter leaf should be about the same quantity with your groundnuts. I don't like Ndole that it's like so much bitter leaf and less groundnut. At the same time, I don't want the vegetable to be drowning in the groundnuts. Now, talking about the vegetable, I understand that a lot of us don't have access to fresh vegetable. Now, this is fresh bitter leaf, which I bought from the Asian store. This is like frozen fresh bitter leaf. I was so excited to find this in the stores. I plan on doing, a video about our ingredients and stuff, but I was so excited to find this at the store. A lot of us, I know, if you live abroad, you have like dried bitter leaf. What I'll normally do with my dry bitter leaf is I'll soak it maybe overnight. Then I'll boil water, put in some salt, put in baking soda. When it boils all together, I'll plunge the bitter leaf inside for a few minutes and I rinse it out. And you can see how I do that in my Ndole videos. Okay, I see a question coming from Yigi. Yigi is saying, hi Precious, you do very well. Please, I'm in the US. So please, where can I have the... Sorry, Yigi, you do not complete your question. If you could complete that, I'll be glad to answer that for you. Okay, guys, so right now I'm going to show you guys the peanuts that I use. So this is what it looks like, peeled. It says peeled peanuts. I think sometimes it's labeled as blanched peanuts, so this one says peeled peanuts. So this is it. You rinse it out and then you boil and then you can use. This is what I use. Oh, yellow spices. Yigi is asking for yellow spicy sauce in the US. Unfortunately, I don't know what that means. Could you please explain more so that I could understand you? I'm just going to make sure I keep stirring this goodness. It smells so good because it has garlic, it has ginger, it has a little bit of onion. I love it. You see that consistency? That's like perfect for me. I don't want it any more watery than this. Just going to let this cook down for a little bit. Then I'm going to add in my vegetable. Meanwhile, it needs a little bit more salt. And then I'm also going to add Ndole. Oh, it tells hairstyles. She says your videos are awesome. I have learned so much. Thank you so much, dear. It's I always say the feedback I get from you guys is priceless. I cannot put a price tag on it. Like I feel so happy each time I get a message from someone saying you taught me how to do this. I'm so blessed to receive those messages. Thank you guys so much for always coming back to let me know how the recipes go. So just adding in some salt because that salt wasn't enough. Then I'm going to add in seasoning cubes, that's also known as Maggi. I'm going to add in a couple of those, maybe about 3 or so. Some people don't like to cook with seasoning cubes, so you could just go in with some white pepper or black pepper and make sure you increase the quantity of garlic and ginger just for taste. So let me grab my seasoning cubes. I told you guys this is a very impromptu video. Like I don't have everything set up because I was like, why don't you just see how I operate in my kitchen? A lot of times I'm running like to and fro, grabbing this, grabbing that. Okay, so Victory is asking, what is the name of the Asian store where you buy the bitter leaf? Okay, Victory, I live in Minnesota and we have an Asian store here called Dragon Star. That's where I discovered this bitter leaf about a month ago. I would think that this is something very new that just a company probably just, or maybe it's new in my state. So okay, so that's where I got it from. I got it from Dragon Star. That's the store. No, sorry, I got it from Sun Foods. Sun Foods is similar to Dragon Star, yeah, but it's an Asian store. So yeah, I got it from there, from the frozen section. So you might want to check out the frozen section of your Asian store. That's if you have an Asian store around you that carries African stuff, then you'll find this brand that has they have frozen fresh bitter leaf, frozen eru or ukazi, how Nigerians call it. They have a lot of, they even have bobolo. I was so surprised to see bobolo in, like, oh my god. I was so, and of course I got some. Okay, I'm just going to stay, then take more questions. Oh, hi, Vetros. Virtual CEO lady says she's watching from Miami. Then Carol says, I would like to know when you buy frozen dole, can you cook it or you rinse it, or how do you do after, please? Okay, Carol, yeah, that's a very good question because I planned on sharing that with you guys. So where I bought the dole, the leaves were like, the frozen dole came in like full leaves. So what I did is what I always do when it comes to my green leafy vegetables. I put water in the large pot, I put in some salt, I put in some baking soda, and I boiled it. Then I plunge the vegetables into the boiling water. Then I let it rest there for about 2 to 5 minutes, still boiling. Then I passed it through my colander and I rinsed it quickly with cold water because the baking soda could make the vegetables very soft and mushy. So I rinsed it, then I just used my hand to like rub it a little bit so it shouldn't be like, I always say kill it, you know, just to give it the right texture. Then I squeezed it out and then placed on a chopping board and I chopped so that it shouldn't be like all very long leaves. It should be in little bits, which is much more interesting to eat. So okay. Oh, Yigi, you are asking for the spices for yellow soup. So you can get the actual spices from, if you have a Cameroonian store around you, you could get that. But honestly, the best way I would get my actual spices is by begging. I'll just beg Cameroonians, like, do you have actual spices? Or are you going home? Could you bring me actual spices? Because I've never seen it in like an Asian, I've never seen actual spices in an Asian store. I've only seen it in a Cameroonian store, and that's like an hour away from my home, so it's hard for me to drive all the way. So the actual spices I have currently, I got it from a friend, I begged it. So if you know any Cameroonians, you could ask them, you know. That's the way I get a lot of ingredients, you know, by just asking people, do you have actual spices? Can I get some? But I'll figure that if you live somewhere like Maryland where there are a lot of Cameroonians, you probably have Cameroonian stores that carry actual spices. Yeah, so let me check for questions or comments that I could answer again. Okay, this is Paulette. She says, hi Precious, you have taught me so much. I always check your video before cooking to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Thanks so much, you make me a better cook. Oh, thank you so much, Paulette. This is so comforting to hear. Thank you so much for sharing, dear. And Giek, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Giek Munion says, I enjoy your cooking. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. So I reduced the heat on the peanuts because it was a little bit it was like jumping. It could really be like jumping up at you and just undesirable. You could see it like jumping. That's what happens when you're making dole. It's quite normal. So I just reduce the heat since I'm very close to the pot. I'm going to taste this just to make sure it's okay. Just going to love it. Oh my god. I'm just going to add in a little bit more salt because the salt is about right. The ones that bitter leaf comes in is going to be, it's going to need more salt for the sake of the bitter leaf. So I just want to make sure everything is right now before I add in the bitter leaf. Then there's one important thing. I'm going to reduce that heat again because it's really like jumping at me. Oh, Yigi says you're in New York. Okay. But if you know any Cameroonians around, ask them. There should definitely be a way to get actual spices. Then Tanya Brown says, I've always wondered what I could do to add some spice to my cooking, and then I found your channel. I found my treasure. Thanks for everything you're doing. Oh, thanks so much, Tanya, for your kind words. Then Delphine says, please teach us how to cook yellow soup. Delphine, I actually have a video. One of my first videos was on how to cook yellow soup. So you could check that out. And if you check the description box of that video, you see a link to the full recipe with all the measurements you need to know. So you should definitely check that out. Or if you just Google Achu Soup Precious Kitchen, you'll find it on Google. And then Noom says, good day, Madam Precious. Good day. Noom says, please, what's Ndole? Okay, Nooms. Ndole is a Cameroonian meal that is made up of leafy green vegetables stewed together with peanuts or groundnuts. It is so flavorful, so tasty. So that's what Ndole is. Yeah. Okay, guys. So let me grab one ingredient. Okay. So you shouldn't laugh at me because I told you this is very impromptu. So I'm getting my crayfish, and you can see the bag is coming from my friend gifted this to me. Like, it's stained with palm oil. Dried fish, I think 2 kinds of dried fish with some crayfish that she got from Cameroon. You just have to love friends that share their stuff. That's how I get a lot of Cameroonian ingredients. Friends share with me. I beg. I mean, if I see something, I'm going to beg, like, please, can I have some? Because I cannot live without African food. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Gnomes. Virtual CEO lady is asking if I've already added white pepper. No, but I'm definitely going to add white pepper. Okay, guys. Oh, thank you so much for all your kind words. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of crayfish because the flavor in Ndole is just amazing. And I'm just squishing this a little bit with my hand, just so that it shouldn't be just like so full. Just squishing crayfish. That's okay. And I'm not measuring anything in this video because honestly, I hardly measure things when I cook. But when I have to make a recipe for you guys, to tell you guys exactly what to use, then I'll have to test that recipe thoroughly and measure. So I tell you guys the right ingredients, so when you cook it, you can get the same results like I do. But in everyday cooking for the house, I mean, I'll just use what I have. Africans can relate, right? We hardly measure when we cook. So I'm just mixing in that crayfish, and of course my white pepper has to go in. Okay, I was never putting white pepper in Ndole, but one of my followers, her name is Brunhilda, she gave me this tip when I posted my first Ndole recipe on my website. She was like, you know one thing, just add a little bit of white pepper towards the end. Okay, so I'm actually going to wait towards the end. I'll add in that white pepper. So she said towards the end, and it really gives a nice boost in flavor. So now that that is mixed, our vegetable is going to go right in. I always start by putting about half of the vegetable because this helps me to mix it easily before I add in the other half. Because you can see my pot is quite full, but I'm not letting go of this pot because I really love this pot. My recent videos, like almost every video, I'm using this pot. For some reason, I'm just so much in love with it. Okay. I'm just going to give this a nice stir. Hopefully my guests don't come and interrupt our video. They should be here like 30 minutes, so we should get done before they are here. Should get done before they are here. Our Ndole is so easy once you have all your ingredients prepared. It comes together in no time. You can see that's a lot of groundnuts for that quantity of vegetables. So I'm going to put in the rest and then give that a really, really good mix. So to make sure everything is well incorporated. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Okay, so Etal is asking if I'm using spinach or bitter leaf. I'm using fresh bitter leaf. Like I said, I discovered fresh bitter leaf at the Asian store where I shop. So that's what I'm using today. But you could definitely use spinach. Frozen spinach works great in Ndole. I mean, just thaw it, squeeze it. I've used it before. It was so good, insanely good. The only thing is, since bitter leaf has a bit of bitterness to it, some people really like to taste that little bitterness, you know, when they eat Ndole. So some people miss it if you use if you use spinach, you know. So this is all bitter leaf. I mean, in America, who could have thought? Okay, that is beginning to look really, really nice, right? What do you think? Look at that. Awesome. And when the bitter leaf gets in, it doesn't need to stay for very, very long time. No, I'm just going to give this a couple of minutes, and believe it or not, Ndole is done. Then we are going to saute onions in oil and pour on top, which is typical for when you're making Ndole. Now this is our next tip for making Ndole. If you want to make this healthier, skip the oil part, because the oil will add a lot of calories to this. Now as it is perfect. There is no extra oil. It is very tasty. It is so good. But that's the way we grew up making dole. At the end of it, you have to heat up oil, saute onions, and you pour on top. And that onion, the perfumed oil really gives a nice flavor to the ndole. So my kids seem to be making a lot of noise, so guys, just bear with me. Salma, I'm doing a live video. We can talk later, okay? Yeah. Okay. Yes, okay, so Fanshaw says she used to mix bitter leaf with a little bit of spinach. Yes, that's what I do when I'm using dry bitter leaf. I'll always add spinach there for freshness, just so it's not all dried vegetables. And then, yeah, that's true. You could mix spinach and bitter leaf. That's exactly what you'll see me do in my Ndole video. Thank you for your comments. I'm just scrolling up to see the comments that I missed. Najela says your channel is so amazing. It really helped me, especially in baking. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much. Oh, let's see. Oh, Delphine says your kids are so adorable. Thank you. They're trying. They're really, really trying. Okay, so and Mary is watching from Ghana. She says you look sweet. Oh, thank you so much, Mary. You're so sweet. Oh, Auntie Ima says Mami Pikin. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to I'm going to increase the heat because I reduced it. And I'm going to leave this here to be doing its thing while just trying to clean up a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to chop the onions. So okay, so Caro is asking that when I add my bitter leaves, the peanuts become green. How to do it so it doesn't change the color? Okay, so your peanuts probably become green because I'll think that your bitter leaf is probably too mushy. That is letting out some of its juices, and then it's changing the color of that peanut. That's the only way I'll think. So what I'll say is, that's the only cause I could think of right now. What I'll say is, you should ensure that your bitter leaf is not like it's not like almost a paste, because I've seen dole like the bitter leaf is almost a paste. No, it should still have a bit of a bite to it, but at the same time it shouldn't be like big chunks of leaves, but it shouldn't be a paste either. So while this is cooking, I'm just going to make sure that I stir it from time to time just to prevent burning. It smells amazing. So I'm going to chop this. So Cynthia says, Precious, is it okay not to put baking powder when mixing the dough of fish roll? Okay, that's a fish roll question. Okay, yeah, for fish roll you could definitely skip the baking powder, and some people are particularly concerned because sometimes when you put baking powder, your fish roll is going to have holes all around it, you know, really depending on how you handle your dough. So if you're scared of that, skip the baking powder. And if you put baking powder at all, it should be very little. It shouldn't be too much, because if it's too much, trust me, you're going to be so sorry. Your fish rolls are going to turn really they'll have a lot of holes on them, and that won't be good. But a little bit of baking powder helps, because it helps the fish rolls to be crunchy. And yeah, okay, so I'm just peeling our onions. Oh, Shape of African TV says that dole looks so good I could eat right off the screen. Right, sis? Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Itel says she's definitely going to cook dole tomorrow. Yes, do. I'm so happy I'm making some today, because I mean, I'm sure I'll get leftovers, then I can just keep them in the fridge for an easy meal. Nooms was asking, what can you have ndole with? You can eat this with plantains. I don't know if you know about plantains. Boiled plantains, fried plantains. You could eat this with yam, like African yam. I'm actually going to be serving this with yam and with fried plantains. You could also have ndole with boiled rice. Some people like it with boiled rice. You could have it with another Cameroonian food called bobolo, which is made out of yuca roots or cassava tubers. You could have ndole. What else do you have ndole with? Atem says, why am I saying this after I just got done cooking mine? Well, you're in the spirit. It's a ndole kind of day. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I'm so surprised that my toddler hasn't come, my 3-year-old, because she doesn't stay that long without coming to check on me. Oh, Shape of Africa said she should share the leftovers. I wish all of us could just sit around a big table and enjoy food together, because I mean there is nothing like it. Okay. Oh, Prags G says she's still waiting for Anjama Jama. Okay, I'll definitely work on that so that Anjama Jama gets to you. Oh, Fansha says I always make her change her mind. Okay. So, Immaculate then Auntie Ima, she says, how do you make bitter leaf soft, please? Okay, I explained this before. To make your bitter leaf soft, especially if you're using dried bitter leaf, you put water in a pot, add salt, add baking soda, bring it to a boil. You plunge the bitter leaf inside and let it cook for about 5 minutes. That's if it's dried bitter leaf. Then you use your hand to touch the bitter leaf, and then you just feel the bitter leaf. If it is still hard and very strong, you leave it in for a little bit. When it is soft, you're going to know. Baking soda works like magic to make any vegetable soft, and it also reduces the bitterness if you're looking for a reduction in bitterness. Oh my god, I think my toddler is crying. Okay, I'm going to add in our white pepper. I'm going to give my kids juice to tame them a little bit, guys. So wait, once I add in this white pepper, I'll give them juice and I'll come mix this. I'm here. Yes. Okay, let me give it to them. Carrot juice. Neria, come take this juice for you guys. So, share. You drink in the bottle. Let Sama and you drink from the cup, okay? Yes, hopefully they stay. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Shape of African says adding baking soda helps to retain the green color of any vegetable. That's true. That is what I will do to almost any vegetable if I want to make it soft or retain the color. So I'm just mixing this so it doesn't burn and incorporating that white pepper. Okay, I think I'm going to add cookies to the juice, so let me give them some cookies. Okay. Maria, this is just for you. You're not looking for her cookies. Yeah. It worked. So, okay. I'm going to turn on the heat under my oil because this is about done. Now we are going to give this a taste, guys. Let me grab a spoon. So, I'm just going to taste this to be sure that the seasoning is perfect. My god, it tastes so good. Adding just a little bit of that white pepper more. Everyone should have white pepper in their kitchen. Every single person. White pepper, the flavor is amazing. I mean, if you want to know what I'm talking about, just grab a bottle of white pepper, open and sniff it. It tastes so good. So I'll add it to any meal that can take it. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the heat because I don't like overcooking, especially when that's to do with vegetables. There's really nothing to cook in here anymore. Now I'm going to move this so you guys, or should I move this or shouldn't I? No, I'll leave it here. Then on this other side I have my oil heating up for, sauteing onions and adding to the ndole. Now, ndole can be really healthy if you don't add the oil. If to reduce the calories, leave out the oil, but I love adding this, especially when I'm going to be serving others, or if I'm taking this to an occasion, I'll add it. This is perfumed oil. Now for more flavor, you could also saute some garlic and add it together, and then take out the garlic. You could drop like whole garlics into the oil together with the onions. Once it sautés, you take out the garlic and then you add just the onions and the oil into the ndole. And then another tip is, if you don't like seeing onions in your food, I know some people don't like seeing onions in their food. What I've seen a lady do back home in Cameroon, my godmother actually, I once saw her make Ndole, and what she did was she put in huge chunks of onions into the oil. Then when the onions cooked in the oil, she took out the onions, then she poured just the oil on the vegetable, and it was actually good because the oil had this really nice flavor, but then we're not seeing like chunks of onions all around the food. But I love seeing the onions, so but I just thought I should share this with you guys, just in case if you're that kind of person who doesn't like seeing onions in your ndole, so you could use that tip. Auntie Ima says, where can I get white pepper seeds? You can get white pepper from any American store in the spice aisle. It's not a very common spice. Yeah, I know you live in the United States, so it's not very common here, but you can definitely get the ground white pepper. However, I prefer buying whole white pepper, not pre-ground white pepper. I prefer buying the one that is whole, and I get that from the Asian store because I think Asians use it too. So just check like the spice aisle in the Asian store. Then what I do is I put it into my pepper grinder, and then I can always use freshly ground white pepper, because I believe when they grind white pepper and keep in a bottle for a really long time, it loses some of that flavor. It's not as tasty as it would be. So I love putting in freshly ground white pepper into my food, so we have like the maximum flavor that we can get out of the white pepper. So Mary says she doesn't just understand what I'm cooking. I guess because you probably are not Cameroonian. I'm cooking Ndole, which is a popular Cameroonian meal. It's made out of bitter leaf and groundnuts or peanuts. So it's like a stew. That's my husband passing. And yeah, that's what I'm making. Cynthia says my favorite. Just shutting the door. Okay, I'm just placing my hand over the oil to check if it's hot. Ita is asking where she can get fresh bitter leaf. I got my fresh bitter leaf. I actually got it frozen, but that was like fresh bitter leaf that has been frozen. I got it from an Asian store in the frozen section. Now this is something totally new. For the time I've lived here, I've never seen fresh bitter leaf here. I was so excited to see, like I bought a lot. So if you live in the United States, you might want to check out Asian stores and check their frozen section. I think a new company came up that sells, like, they sell frozen bitter leaf, frozen eru or okazi. They sell bobolo. They sell they even have bongo spices in Asian stores. Can you believe that? They have coconut sweet, granite sweet, all sorts of Cameroonian stuff. I was so excited. So Nini in the background, yes. So my husband was resting upstairs and he has to go to work. He's working overnight tonight, so he's going to get ready for work. Okay. Oh, Wu says she's watching from Ireland. Her boyfriend is from Cameroon and she has learned a lot from my channel. She cannot wait to try more of my recipes soon. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, Camille is asking if this is something you can eat alone or you can eat over something like yam. Camille, you can eat this with yam. Definitely, it's so good with yam. I'm actually going to be serving it today with yam and with plantain. You can eat this with over rice, you know, over plantain. I already mentioned plantain. It's so good with plantain. So yes, you have to eat it with something because yeah, this is like a soup or a stew. Okay. So yeah, even cocoyam. Someone says even cocoyam. You can definitely eat this with cocoyam. Now Auntie Ima is asking for pot ideas. Are you asking like where I got this pot or where we can get good pots? So yes, you can eat it with cassava. You can eat ndole with boiled cassava. Definitely so good. So I have my onion all chopped here and my oil has heated up for about 5 minutes. I'll say if my estimate is right. I always keep a clock in my kitchen. It's above me, so when I'm cooking something I can always estimate the time. Okay, now I'm going to put the onions into this oil and it's going to sizzle. There we go. Nice. And then I'm going to just give it a nice stir. And I'm just going to enjoy all that flavor that comes from the onion, stirring in the oil. So good. Beautiful. Oh, Sakwe is watching from Ireland, says I'm from Cameroon. I'll prepare this with bobolo. That's nice. Okay, right now, because my oil was really hot and the onions are turning brown quick, I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to pour this right over our ndole. How awesome is that? Now, if you've watched my Ndole video, you notice that I did this together with shrimp. So if you love shrimp, if you love seafood, definitely get some shrimp, season with a tiny bit of salt and a whole lot of white pepper. And then you cook the shrimp in the oil together with the onions and you pour over the Ndole. So good. That's what you see in the thumbnail for this video, which is Ndole that I made a while back. Not the exact one I'm making. So once you do this, remember our heat is off here. There is really nothing you have to do apart from serve this and enjoy. Now, if I'm taking this somewhere, I would love to like pour the oil when it's already in my serving bowl. You know, just because the oil on top looks nice, and when it's in the pot and you start dishing it out, it might absorb all that oil. It just looks so nice with that oil on the top with a little bit of onions. It makes it so presentable. So guys, you know what time it is, right? Okay, Pragji says she's going to pick up her son. Oh, thank you so much for watching. Hi Favor. Oh, she says thanks to Precious Call. I'm a better cook now. Your Ndole is really good. I'm watching from Arizona. Thanks for watching, Favor. Itel is asking if I'm from Cameroon, Bamenda. Of course, I'm from Cameroon and I'm from Bamenda. Yes. Akko says, Sister Precious, you're just the best. I use your recipes every time and I try them. And my husband will be like, Mom, where did you get this new one? Oh, so glad to hear that. Quinta says, I'm watching from Norway. Thanks for watching, Quinta. Nom says, I don't think we have anything like this in Nigeria, but I'll be worth trying this out. It would be worth trying this out. Watching from London, I am Nigerian. Yes, Gnomes, I have a lot of Nigerian friends, and each time they try Ndole, they love it. I also lived in Nigeria for a while, and trust me, my schoolmates loved Ndole. So you guys have bitter leaf. Nigeria is very similar to Cameroon, you know. So there is bitter leaf, there is peanuts. You can definitely try this, and you will definitely enjoy it. I can assure you that. Okay, guys. So I'm just going to dish this and enjoy. I don't know if I should do the taste test on camera or not today, but let's see. Okay, I was just getting my pan and I have yams. I'm going to be serving this with yams, but oh, okay. Quinta is saying please do. I wanted to skip the taste test. Okay, I'm going to just grab a piece of yam. There. Yellow yam. I've never bought yellow yam here, but my husband bought this and you know, it tastes good. It looks different from white yam. I have the yellow version, but it tastes almost the same thing like white yam. Just grabbed for myself a piece. Then going to put in some of that Ndole. So let's see if you guys can see. Okay, that's what it looks like. Can you see that? Cover my pot. I'm also going to fry plantains. Once I stop this video, I'm going to go ahead and fry. I have some ripe plantains at home, and I always suggest when there's ripe plantains at home, I'm going to fry some and serve this with yam and plantains on the side. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's see. So good. I mean, Ndole is pure joy, pure heaven. That garlic, ginger, onion combination is to die for. The crayfish gives it a boost in flavor. It's not like overwhelming, but it's there. With the white pepper, with the stock from the turkey, everything is just so good. So guys, I hope I really inspired you Some of you have said you're making dole tomorrow. Yes, definitely make some. So you could use anything. You could use fish, like I said. You could use turkey. You could use beef. You could even use smoked beef, if not regular beef. You could use chicken. I've made dole with chicken before and it tasted so good. You could make it without meat if you're a vegetarian. I know that's really strange with African food that they are vegetarians, but we actually have some vegetarians among us. So you could definitely make this without meat and you still have a really good meal. Okay, I'm going to answer one question from Auntie Ima, and she was asking for pots. Now, I know you live in the US, so I got this pot from Aldi. I don't think they have it anymore because it was a limited edition pot. So this is called a Dutch oven, and I love it because it's very thick and it's quite heavy and you can use it for years. So this is my favorite kind of pot to have. I had this one as a Christmas gift years ago. Then I fell in love with this kind of pots, and then I got this one and I plan to get more. I've had like non-stick pots that ended up sticking, which is weird. So I really love this ones because even though they stick, but you can easily wash it off with a soft iron sponge and it will come off. And once you get a pot like this, make sure you go online and read how to take care of it so you don't destroy it. I know stainless steel is also very good. Some brands can be pretty much expensive, but I'm planning to get like a whole set of stainless steel pots and everything. I'm really planning for that, but stainless steel is really good. And then and then in the Asian stores, I've seen pots that are very thick, like the pots back home, like really thick. I've never used one before to tell how it endures during cooking, but I've seen those pots and I feel like they'll be good. So Auntie Ima, I see you still asking the question. I hope you've heard my answer. So this is like my favorite right now, Dutch oven, and this one is really cheap because high-end brands go up to the hundreds, like $200 and more, but I got this one for only about $40 or so. It sounds like a lot of money if you've never spent that much for a pot, but this pot lasts so good. Plus it looks good. I love the way it looks. You could bake with this pot. It goes on every cooktop, induction cooker, everything. So it's a really good pot. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting so much, but I'm so happy for the time you've spent with me and for all the things you've told me, all the words you've shared with me, how much I've inspired your cooking and everything. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You're now like 9,000 of you subscribed to this channel, and I never believed that someday I'll have like 9,000 people following my videos. It's such a great blessing and I totally enjoy doing this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.